Hi everyone. Hi friends. Welcome to the Deeper Life movement. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in any part of the world. I hope you're doing well. And I hope you're preparing for the holiday season. I'm assuming you are. Today is a good moment to talk about seasons. And that is the reason that I'm making this video, not only for the purpose of the monthly goals, to get to the monthly goals of publishing one video per month as I usually do, but also to come closer to you through a message, and especially now in the holiday seasons, to come through a message that I find important, which is about seasons of life. The topic of today's video is going to be seasons of life. There is a time for everything. Let's start with the disclaimers first and trigger warnings. First of all, I apologize for the noise. I think one of my neighbors is working, and I'm gonna have to check in the end if the noise is too much. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to make the video at another time. What I want to share, I share different disclaimers throughout my videos. The disclaimer that I want to share today is that the purpose of these videos is not only to transmit a message, but also to be genuine. One of the purposes of this YouTube channel and of the Deeper Life movement is to help reshape our societies and create trustworthy societies. I'm going to make a separate video for that because I've promised you that I'm going to make an introduction video for the Deeper Life and what it means and what we are doing here. But in this video, I wanted to say that my videos are genuine. I don't camouflage my messages, and I don't even edit. I edit only in times or in moments where I have done a mistake in the facts or whatever. But I tape my videos, as crazy as it sounds, once, and I publish them immediately. I don't do editing. I don't do, because I would like, not because I'm lazy, but because I would like to have a trustworthy and a true message that comes directly to you with all its flaws, with all the language accent that you hear, with all the crazy hair, I don't camouflage my messages in any way, and I don't edit the videos for the same reason. No subtitles, no intro, nothing. At least for now, because to me the authenticity in the way that I prepare my videos is crucial. 10 years ago, you could have fooled me by telling me, well, your videos need improvement and this is not good, that is not okay, you need to do this, you need to add that, because I strived for perfection. But now, perfection is not even on my list of goals, not even close. I don't want to look perfect, and I don't want to see perfect, because that's a lie. And in this channel, there are no lies told. In this channel, there is the Word of God, which is the absolute truth. It is my life experience, which is my truth, and it is about the truth of the societies that we are living, that we refuse to learn the lessons from the Word of God. That's it. Those are the three main elements in the videos that I make and in the way that I transmit the message to you. And so if you are here to see fakeness and pretending and acting, that's not what you're going to find, and I'm sorry, you need to swipe and scroll. This message is about truth tellers. This video and this channel is about truth tellers, yeah, about game changers, about people who are not afraid to hear the truths, the hard truths. Because trust me, my friend, the truth is not for everybody. No. Some people cannot handle the truth. Most of the people have an issue with the truth. They have no idea how to tell the truth. Some people can tell the truth if their life depends on it. So, this is about the disclaimers part. I hope you are going to enjoy this message, so let me get into it. Today I'm going to be again in the book of Ecclesiastes. I have already made a video from the book of Ecclesiastes. That was from chapter 1 in the video about vanity. And the message, just to remind you what was that about, you can go back and watch the video. That was about the message of King Solomon that has written the book of Ecclesiastes. about vanity and about how, despite the fact that he had everything in his life, he had absolutely everything in his life. He was one of the most rich and wisdomous kings on planet Earth, not only in Israel. But despite that, he found out that it was all vanity. It was all meaningless. Why? Because nothing in our life makes sense. Nothing in our life has meaning. Nothing in our life feels fulfilling without the presence of God. Yeah, without the presence of God in our lives. He makes our life meaningful. And we make our own lives meaningless. Yeah. So the topic of today comes from chapter 3, which is titled Everything in God's Own Time. I will not read the whole chapter. It's not a long one, but I would like to focus on the message of today, which is only 10 paragraphs. I'm going to read this for you, and then we're going to get into it in more details. So, what does King Solomon tells us? To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rend, and a time to sow. A time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace. What profit has he who worked in that wherein he labored? I have seen the travail which God has given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. Now, this is a powerful message, not because King Solomon is making up stuff here. This is from his own life. Now, mind you, this is biblical times. Nobody had Google to go and search what life is all about and how life should be lived. This is from his own experience and from watching what has had his life amounted to by the end of his life. That despite of everything that he had, he figured out that life is a duality. That life is not one color. That life is a coin with two sides. That life switches on us. That life goes from one motion to the next motion. That life is water, it's not a stone. So, let me say a few small things here before we get into bigger messages. He says, to everything there is a season. For everything. There's a season for everything. And a time to every purpose under the heaven. The expression under the heaven is here used to describe the earthly life. Under the heaven. That is another saying of the life that we live here on planet Earth. The physical existence of humans. Yeah. Then there is something here I want to clarify. It says a time to kill and a time to heal. A time to kill, killing is not same as murdering. So people confuse it and they love to get the Bible out of the context by telling other people that, look, God wants you to kill because he says there's a time to kill. No. The word kill is here meant for situations, a war, for example, or situations where you have to protect yourself, right? So it's not the same as murder. I just wanted to clarify these two things. Let's see where Solomon starts his story, because this is an entire story here, even though it's like written in the form of a poem. Notice the most used word in this text is the word time. Time. There's a time for everything. One of the biggest mistakes that we humans make is that we are in endless competition with time. We don't have the time for anything. We don't have the time to go through the seasons of life at all. We are hurrying all the time. We are getting nowhere in particular. And mostly we are chasing our own tail, basically, because we are not getting anywhere. But we are hasting. We are hurrying. And we are chasing all the time. So that's why we don't have time. Yeah. We are in constant struggle for the time. However, the purpose of time is not to go through it mindlessly and without any common sense or any understanding and wisdom. The purpose of time is to go through the seasons and to give and dedicate the time to every season in your life. So the common denominator here is the time. Another message that we get from this short message is the duality of life. People get very upset when they go through one season to the next season. They go from a joyous season to a painful season. They get very upset. They even blame God for the misery that they are in. However, what people don't understand often is that just like the seasons of nature, you have summer and spring, they feel good, they feel nice. You can go on the beach, you can undress, you can let your body breathe. Yeah, you feel light, no shawls and no, thick clothes. But then you have the autumn. It's raining, and by the way, it's raining right now. It's rainy. I wanted to run. I thought I'm going to run before I make the video. And then it started raining, so I thought, okay, I'm going to make the video and then run. Because the rain has to rain. The rain is a gift from God. He doesn't need your permission for it. In the sense of every season you're going to go through life is a season He wants you to go through. The question is here, why do we go through seasons? We go through seasons for the experience and for the lesson. We go through seasons to be prepared for the next season. Because another mistake that people make is that people try to understand life as they move forward. You can never understand life moving forward. You can understand life only by reflecting backwards, right? We often get to a point in life where when we look back, everything makes sense. Then we know how to connect the dots. We know that everything happened for a purpose. We know that we were in that season for a reason. It was not for nothing. We often think just because we don't see or we don't understand or it makes no sense to us, we think that that season is there for punishment. That season, sometimes it is, by the way. But most importantly, even the punishment itself is a lesson. Is a lesson. So the duality of life, understanding duality of life is very important. That life has joy, it has also pain. That life has love, it has also hate. And you're going to have to go through all the seasons of life. The problem is, we don't go through all seasons simultaneously and at the same time and in the same way and in the same length. What a season is for you is not for me. What my season is now is not yours. A lot of people go through life in a very calculated way because that's the societies we have built. We have become very selfish, calculated societies. We calculate everything. We think if I'm going to do this, I'm going to get there. And if I'm going to do that, I'm going to get there. Well, that's not how seasons of life work. Because you might go through a season thinking that you're going to gain and benefit something out of it, while actually that season is there to teach you a lesson. And you're going to have to go through it, whether you like it or not. Because the seasons of life are part and puzzle of a bigger plan. They are part and puzzle of a universal plan that God has about us, about life, and about the universe. So you can see how small we are down here, because there's something bigger than us called life. There's something bigger than that called God, called universe, and then there's something bigger than that called God. So you can see the circles of evolution that we go through with the only purpose to progress, with the only purpose to move forward, to learn, and to take that experience to the next season. Another mistake that people make when they go through a season is they don't have the patience to stay within that season. People think that they decide how long the season is going to be. No, we don't decide. We don't decide how long we're going to stay in a season. The length of the season depends on your ability to move fast with a lesson. The faster you learn the lesson, the quicker and the faster you're going to move to the next stage. the quicker you're going to move to the next season. And if you don't learn the lesson and you force yourself out of the season because you're not patient, because you don't understand what the purpose of the season is, because you refuse to learn the lesson, or you don't even know what the lesson is, then you push yourself and you force yourself, you go into escapism, trying to distract yourself outside, externally, just to get out of the season. The problem is, the season is there for a purpose, to teach you something. So when you go out of it too soon, prematurely, you not only have not learned the lesson, you not only have not let the season be a complete season, you have disrupted the process of that season, but you will also come back to that season. Whatever you think you're escaping, it will bring you right back. It will bring you right back into that experience, because there is no escape from your life. People are trying to escape themselves like the plague. Like the plague. Women, men, alcohol, drugs, concerts, parties, lust. What are you doing? Because they cannot stay in the season. They can, because in some seasons you have to sit down, relax, zip it, and just work on yourself and forget who is outside. Forget about it. Forget who is outside your life. Some seasons are about God removing all the junk out of your life. Habits, jobs, people, family, relationships, toxicity, whatever, drama, whatever you have in your life. He just cleans it up. Cleanse. And some people can't do that. They can, because their whole life they have lived in toxicity. It's too quiet without toxic behavior, without drama. It's too quiet. But some seasons ask for you to sit in total stillness, in total silence. Why? Let me tell you why. First of all, I call that the isolation season. I've been through it myself, so I know exactly what it is. It's when people go into hermit mode. It's like they hide into their shell. They refuse to go out. They refuse to talk to anybody. They refuse to do anything. They just withdraw in their own world. The purpose of that silent season or isolation season is not to be lonely. It's to be alone. It's not the same. Being lonely and alone is not the same. Don't mistake it. And the purpose to be alone is that God isolates you from the outside world so that you can focus on the internal world. When we have too much distractions going on, we cannot focus on us. We can, because we are constantly distracted. Somebody drags us this way and somebody else drags us that way. Oh, there's an opportunity there. Oh, but wait, I should send an email to him. Oh, but why? Wait, there's beautiful women there. I should pursue her. The isolation season is for you to face your own demons. That's what the isolation season does to you. You have to face your fears. You have to face your toxic behavior. You have to face your delulu, wherever you've been living in, delusional beliefs that you've been living in. It's for you to break the whatever fantasies you think you are living, to bring you back to reality. Another purpose of that season, of the silent season or the isolation season, is to bring you closer to God. When you're too much distracted, there's too much noise, bzzz, all the time in your head, you can't hear God's voice. He wants you to be able to hear his voice and to connect with him. And in order to do that, you need to be isolated from the outside noise, from the outside distractions. It's not about you not wanting to go to a coffee, to drink a coffee with a friend. That's not it. People mistake it for so many things. Arrogance. Oh, who she thinks she is. She's not sharing her plans with me anymore. It's not about it. Quit being a baby. It's not about it. People need the isolation season for their personal purposes and for the purpose that God has called them to be isolated. Yeah. So you need to let a season be a season. Yeah. Don't force anything. You have to surrender to the season. And surrendering yourself, my friend, does not mean giving up. A lot of people have the wrong misconception, the wrong understanding that surrendering to God and saying, God, take over my life in this season because I've dropped everything and I want you to take over. That's what the season is all about. It's about not losing control, but surrendering to what that season has in store for you. Being able to say, this season, I am asked to be in this place and I'm going to stay here as long as I need it. It's like, because snapping out of the season, what most people do, going too soon out of the season, is like a patient going out of the hospital immediately after a surgery. He's not healed yet and he wants to go out. Oh, let's go have a coffee. No, you need to heal. You need to finish the process. That's why it's called a season. It's not called a day. It's not called a month or a year. It's called a season. And some seasons are longer. Some seasons are shorter. For some people, seasons are more challenging because of their inability to be flexible and to adapt to the changes. For some people, they go quicker and faster. For some people, it's easier because they learn their lessons faster than others. They are emotionally intelligent. They understand exactly what God wants from them in that season, and they do it. No questions asked. When I was pushed into the hermit mode, no questions asked. God says it's your silent season and it's going to start now. And in this season, I want you to do 1, 2, 3 things. I want you to work on what I've called you to do in silence. I want you to work on yourself, on your fears and challenges in silence. I want you to not share your plans with anybody. I want you to be focused on you and not on whatever noise is around you. And most importantly, I want you to focus on my voice. So, no matter how difficult the season looks for you, you won't be alone. But you have to surrender so that He can take over and guide you and direct you through the season. You won't be able to make it through a season on your own. That doesn't happen, especially when it's a difficult season. We can make it on our own in a joyous season, when the summer and spring is here. Yeah, it's all fun and pleasure and whatever, cocktails. Not in the rainy season, not when it's snowing and it's so slippery on the street that you can't go out because you might fall and break your hip. That's where you need God. You need God in all seasons, right? And that is one of the purposes of the seasons. To recognize the power of God and to recognize that every season is designed exactly as it should be. It's not a coincidence. God makes no mistakes. A lot of people go into a season thinking, this is a mistake. No, I should not be here. I should be outside dancing, whatever, chasing men. Yeah, I should not be in this season. This season is not for me because I'm single. I have to go out and mingle. I have to find a man to marry me. So I have to go and lure men to come after me. While your God might tell you, this is a season for you to be still and reflect about what kind of husband do you want, my dear. And then, when you know that, which is the process of reflection, making the right choices, understanding yourself, understanding what you want out of life, understanding what you're looking in a man, then you can go out of the season and you can do whatever you need to do based on the lessons and the experience that you took out of that season. Yeah, that's the purpose of the season. So let a season be season. Stop frustrating. Let it be, whatever it is. The other point is that the reason that we can't let a season be a season is because we want to control everything. Yeah, humans are controlling beasts. We love to control everything, even though we have control over nothing. Nothing. People fool themselves every day, thinking that they have control over life. That's why that's what we even tell people. We motivate people. We make people pay thousands of dollars to tell them, you control your life. No, you don't. You can't even win an argument with your wife back home when you have a fight, my friend. So no. No. You control nothing. You cooperate, you collaborate with him, you co-create with him, but it is his decision. You control nothing. So you need to drop this controlling thing. You need to drop it. I used to be one of these people that if I didn't have control about something and over something, I couldn't function. I felt like my whole life went to trash because I didn't have control over it. I did not know how to surrender. And here's the problem with misunderstanding this. Surrender does not mean you give up. No. Despite what it might look from outside to the people from the outside who love to judge you and who think they know better life better than you and who think they know, they have understood and figured out the philosophy about life. They love to judge us, don't they? Problem is, the season is yours for a reason. It's for you. It's for your experience. It has nothing to do with the outsiders. Yes, people will judge you about it. Yes, people will think you're a loser because they haven't seen you post anything on Facebook for a year. Of course, that's what people do because they are that shallow. Because people are that stupid. They judge you by a season. They see you in a season of quietness. They see you in a season of isolation. In a season where you don't talk about your career, where you don't talk about future plans, and they think, that's it. She's done. She failed. She won't get up anymore. She has nothing to give. She lost. She has nothing to give. That's it. It's finito. Game over. However, the game has just begun for him. Because while everybody thinks you are in a season of isolation, doing nothing, you are working on yourself. God is working in you and through you. He's cleaning up the mess of your life. He's removing toxicity and every relationship you should throw to the trash, but you refuse to. So he has to intervene in that season. And he has to tell you, drop it. Drop it. This is not for you. Yeah, that's my experience in my silent season. God had to intervene about certain people in my life and tell me, are you listening? Yes, God, I'm listening. Drop it. Drop that person. Drop it. That's it. God's word is a law for me. I don't know about you. To me, his word is a law. I don't question it. I only obey to it. Why? Because I trust my God. Because I know the plans of my God are to prosper me, not to fail me. Because I know the things that he has saved me in my life, the evil he has removed from my life, the accidents, the incidents, the death threats, the intimidation, the bullying, everything that I've been through. It's because I made it through all of that because of him. Not because I was strong. Forget about it. Whoever thinks that they are strong and they control life and they made it through life because they are so strong, you are fooling yourself, my friend. And I'm fooling myself if I would think that too, by the way. Don't fool yourself. You control nothing. You have made it wherever you are in life because you had a helper, because he was on your side. Yeah, he was on your side. So, you need to let go of control, because when you keep pushing against life, when you keep contradicting life and contradicting what he calls you to do, then you cannot move forward. You'll be stuck forever. You will be stuck forever. Move through the season the same way the seasons move, from one motion to the next one. Be flexible with the season. Let the season take over you. Do not stop pretending. People go through seasons pretending. They are in season of pain and they go out there, put a mask on. I am happy. No, you're not. If there is one rule that we humans or societies and individuals have to agree upon, one single rule about our existence and the way we live life is, do not Fool yourself. Stop going through life with a mask on. If you are going through a painful season, let it be painful. Feel the pain to your bones. Because the only way to go through pain is to go through it. A lot of people avoid pain. A lot of people try to find escapism methods and escapism ways to get out of the... You don't get out of anything. You are escaping it for a second, or for a year or 2 or 5 or 10. But life will bring you exactly right back to the same experience, because you need to go through the season of healing. And you're going to be experiencing every season you experience by being stubborn and not getting into the season and feeling the season exactly as it is going to become more painful. The more you resist it, the more painful the lesson becomes. That's the rule. That's the rule. Yeah. So, whenever God calls you to enter a season, you need to obey. Yes, I know we don't understand. That's why we have this resistance. Resistance. Because we don't listen. We don't listen, we don't understand, and we try to figure out life logically. Life is not logical. There's no logic about life, and there's no logic about God either. You'll never understand life from a point of logic. Life is to be lived and felt as an experience of your soul. It's not a bodily expression. It's not a bodily pleasure, whatever you're chasing out there. It's not about satisfying your flesh. Life is about satisfying your spirit, your soul. Your soul is after the experience. It's not after the money. It's not after the pretty face. It's not after the sex and lust and the partying. That's a very shallow level of existence. That is a very superficial level of existence. That is why we call people who live that kind of life low vibrational people. Those people vibrate very low. And then we tell these people, raise your vibration. Raise your vibration. Make better choices for your life. Get into the season to heal. Because after healing, you have another season who is better. Yeah. So, let go of control. The other reason you have to let go of control in every season is the reason that we resist change, because the seasons are also about change, right? We need to transform with every season, is because, we think it's a mistake. That's the reason we don't surrender. What if it's wrong? Because my mind is telling me one thing today, but tomorrow another thing. So what if I'm wrong? What if I'm going for the wrong reasons in this season? Well, we make mistakes, my friend, but God makes no mistakes. No. No matter the facts and whether you understand why you are in one season or not, you need to know that God makes no mistakes. Whether you understand it or not, you are exactly where you need to be. Especially when we go through painful seasons or through silent seasons where God does not communicate with us, He doesn't give us any sign. It seems like He abandons us, basically, but that's a test. That's a test of faith and patience. Make sure you pass the test. So in these seasons, we don't understand what's going on. And instead of going back to God and pray for clarification and for information and telling God what to do, asking Him what to do, and telling Him what to guide us, we snap out of the season, or we resist it and we fight it. Yeah. Or we live in one season and we pretend that we are in totally different place. So basically we are split into two personalities, yeah? Because we want to give the impression to the world that we are happy while we are miserable from inside. Well, I no more do that. Thank you very much. No, I am fed up with fakeness. By the way, I have never lived a fake life. I know how miserable it is because I see the people around me. I refuse to live a fake life. When I'm in pain, I'm in pain. You can see it in my face. You can see it on my voice. You can see it on my behavior. You'll see it, trust me. I don't put masks on. And when I'm joyous, you also see it. You feel it on my energy. You feel it on my light. You feel it on the way I talk and I behave and what I do, right? we are entering a holiday season. But this holiday season won't be a holiday for everybody. There are people who will experience Christmas and holiday season traveling, being with their loved ones, celebrating, eating delicious meals, shopping, buying gifts, whatever. And there will be people who are on a hospital bed, who are going through depression, who are thinking to end it all, who are going through wars and poverty, people who are begging on the streets for help. So as you can see, one important ingredient in the ways we deal with our seasons is the perspective. Now, of course, we are not here to understand everybody's journey. Yeah, that's not for us to understand. The person who is going through the journey needs to understand why they are going through that journey. What we need to understand is that the purpose of life is not to live in the same way. The purpose of the seasons is not to be same seasons copy-paste. What somebody might be going through is not what somebody else is going through. But our duty as humans is to understand and be open-minded for whatever people are going through. Not be arrogant, especially now for holidays. Not judge people for the choices that they make. Not try to bully people because they don't have as much as the others. But try to help others. Perspective is very important for us, because perspective for every season tells us that despite that the fact that we might be going through a happy season, that's not the reality of everybody. That's not the reality of everybody around us. And so we need to be careful how we look at others while we are going through our own joy, to not brag too much, to try to be supportive of others. We need to embrace the season, no matter if we are going through a joyous season, because when we are going through a good season and happy season, it's easy to be happy, right? And it's easy to even say, thank you, God. I am so grateful. I love you, God. I love you very much. Yeah, that's what we do. However, when we go through a painful season, it is very difficult for us to embrace the season. Because in order to embrace your season, embracing your season does not mean you have to love the pain. No, it just means you have to feel the pain and let go. Let go to God. Release it to Him. He knows the plan for your life better than you do. So you have to be quiet and go through it the way you're going through it. Yeah, no camouflaging, no faking, no masks, no pretending, no deceit, no manipulation. Go through it with decency and with dignity. That's what a season tells you. One of the lessons that I've learned through the seasons, the painful seasons, is that I have to stay in my dignity. I should not betray myself. I should not betray who I am, my identity, my value as a human being, just because I'm going through a hard time and tribulations and trials in life. We find dignity in pain. We find dignity in pain, the core of our existence. We feel what it means to be powerful in good seasons, and we find out what it means to be vulnerable and weak in hard seasons. So embracing and adapting to a season is not about faking anything. It's not about you forcing yourself to feel better than you feel. That's not it. You have to embrace whatever comes to you the way it comes to you, by the grace of God. That's how He asks us to go through any season, with grace and dignity and being humble, not being too hard on ourselves, right? Sometimes we learn these things through the seasons that we go through, right? The other reason that we can't embrace seasons is because we can't let go of the habits, the toxicity, the drama, the whatever God asks us to let go in that season. Some people have difficulty to let go of that. And that's why they cannot embrace the season. They don't see anything enjoyable or important in that season. Yeah. Sometimes we see one negative thing or one thing going bad in our life in one season, and that's what we make it all about. The entire season becomes about that one miserable thing. Meanwhile, there are 10 other things that go well in our life, but no, our focus is on that because it's not in human nature. It's because of our own internal insecurities that we feel that way. That's how we live. The other point here that I find important is that every season serves a purpose. A lot of people have troubles to go through a season because they don't understand why. They don't see the point. Because as I said, we are logical beings. We want to figure out everything. We want to know everything because if we don't know what's happening, we feel like we have lost control. And we need control, don't we? We want control over everything. Sometimes we don't even understand God. We want to understand God too. But see, life and God are a mystery in itself. Yeah? And mysteries are not to be understood. Mysteries are to be lived and experienced. But anyhow, there is purpose in joy and there's purpose in pain. And usually the purpose of every season is either a lesson or an experience. There is something there in the middle of that painful experience that you need to learn, let go of, embrace, take with you to the next season, strengthen, surrender. There is something there. There is something there. And so in the midst of the turbulence, there are lessons, important and valuable lessons for us. The other thing that confuses us when we go through a season, especially a painful season, is because that just because we don't love that season, then it means nothing. It has no value. Because we people connect everything with pleasure, right? If it doesn't feel good, then it means it's not good. Well, that's not true. That's just a big fat lie. That's a big fat lie, friends. You don't have to love the season to go through the season. All you have to do is embrace it. All you have to do is understand why God is asking you to go through that season. There's a reason. That's all you need. That's all you need. The purpose. Because every season is a little puzzle. Yeah, life is a big picture. And every season you go through is going to give you one little puzzle that it looks messy because you can't figure out what it is, right? You can't figure out the big picture by that one small piece of puzzle. And when you go after 20 seasons or 30 seasons in your life and you throw all the puzzles from every season that are different lessons and experiences, you throw them on the table, it's still messy. You still don't know what life is all about. You still don't know if you achieved your goals or whatever you're going. You still don't know if that's God's purpose for you. You still don't know if you are walking with God or not. But when you start putting those puzzles together with His help, by being guided by Him and instructed by Him, then you will find out. I'm sorry, my hair is bothering you. There's a hair that goes continuously in my face here, but I don't know where it's coming from, so apologies for that. That's why I'm touching my hair so much. Did I forget my point here? Yes, I did. The puzzle, yes. Aha. So when you put all of these pieces of puzzle together, then you'll figure out that there's a bigger picture. We are a small puzzle in the bigger experience and the bigger meaning of life. There is the human, and then there is life, and then there's the universe, and then there is God. So we are at the bottom of the chain. But every season we go through has an effect on the bigger picture. It completes the bigger picture. That's what the purpose, one of the other purposes of every season is. And one of the most important questions here is, how do we go through seasons that we don't understand? How we go through painful experiences that we don't even know why God has put us to go through these experiences. We don't understand them, and we get fearful because we don't understand, and we get anxious. Why? What is happening? You don't need to understand. You need faith to go through it. What you need is faith. What you need is prayer. And what you need is hope. Right? You need to pray, and you need to have faith that the season is there not to harm you, but to help you. The season is not there to destroy you. The season is there to elevate you to the next one, and to the next one, and to the next one. So you need to not be fearful of the seasons you go through. What else can we say about the seasons? So yes, the seasons are beneficial to us. God puts us through the seasons for us, for our experience, to elevate us, not him. It doesn't mean anything for him. He can make things happen like this in seconds, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is for us to go through the season for the purpose of the experience and for the purpose of the lesson that is there, buried somewhere, that we need to dig somewhere here to find out what it is there that God wants to bring to the light. What is there that we have been burying for years, and we refuse to see it, and we refuse to look at it. Despite that God tells us to get into that season, to look at that thing that we have buried inside our soul for years, and we still keep acting like we either don't know what it is or we keep ignoring it. No, I don't want to look at it. Sometimes the season will dangle that problem in front of the eyes and say, here, you're not going anywhere until you deal with this, my friend. Don't even think about it. There's nowhere to escape. There's nowhere to go and hide to. You're going to have to deal with this problem right here and right now. And most people are like, no. Oh, look there's a bird. Oh, look, nice weather today. Yeah, meanwhile, the problem is like, hey, hello, I'm here. That's how most people go through life. And then, when the experience becomes harder, because here's the trick, if you refuse to enter a season, then God will push you so far and the experience will become so painful for you that you will have no way but to get into that season. To get into the season of facing your fears. To get into the season of accepting your truth, your own truth about yourself. To get into the season of facing your deceit, your own manipulation games. To understand what happened in your life. And that you need to solve it. Right there. Yeah? So nobody escapes the seasons. Because it's the duality of life. Like King Solomon teaches us, there's a time for this, and there's a time for that. And everything else in between. That's what life is. Another mistake that people make in seasons is not only that they refuse to enter a season, but they refuse to get out of it. Some people are stuck. They get stuck in that season. They get stuck in that season. If the season is about pain or depression, instead of learning the lesson and moving on, what they do is they make all their life about that one moment of depression. They make all their life about that one choice that they made wrong or not. Because there are no coincidences, right? Even the choices are on purpose. So, when God tells you to move, get out of the season, listen and obey. You have to get out of it. Because if you stay too long, longer than it's supposed to be, then it becomes your lifestyle. That becomes your life. That's how a lot of people who live in toxicity live. They don't know any type of life. They don't know. They can't even build healthy relationships because all they know is toxicity. All they know is toxicity and drama. So what they do is they go from one relationship to the next relationship looking for that same experience. Looking from that same experience. And even though God sends people in their lives to tell them, get out of it. You've been 30 years here. You've been 50 years in this cycle of going around and around and around. Meeting the exact same type of woman. Meeting the exact same type of man. It's the same. It's in a different body. It's the same experience in different body. And God is telling you through a new experience. Sometimes he sends you another type of woman in your life to snitch you and to snap you out of that experience. But you refuse because you have been too long in that season. You have been so long in that season, you've been addicted, and that season is the only way of existence that you know. I hear people say all the time, but yeah, this is how my parents used to do it. This is how I've done it all my life. I don't know how to do it. What is this? They react. They react surprised that there is another way, that there is a better way of doing things. Oh, I didn't know that was possible. Well, surprise, surprise. That's you being asked to go in another season, in a better season. And what God tells you, move, move. Don't sit there asking questions. Oh, but why? But where am I going? But what if this? And what if that? No, that's why you need the faith and the prayer. You say, God, I believe in you. I trust you. I know your choices for my life are better than my choices for my own life because you created me and you know me before I was in my mother's womb. Yeah, and you created me in your image and you want the best for me. So I trust, I believe that whatever choice you make for me, wherever you are bringing me, even though I'm walking blindly, my faith is strong. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move. When you tell me move, I'm going to move. Yeah. So it's very important that you move when God tells you to move. Because there is no permanent state of anything. No season of life is permanent. That's why it's called a season. Moves, it circulates. Life is not stagnancy. Life is movement, constant movement. It's progress. It's evolution. So you have to move with life. You have to move on with life. Right? From one season to the next season to the next season. Always keeping in mind the lesson and the experience that you take with you. Because if you take nothing with you, you're going to go back to that same cycle. Because life still wants you to learn something. There's something there you haven't learned yet. That's why a lot of people that meet together, they meet together to learn each other a lesson. One of them moves on, the other one goes back in the same cycle because the other one has not learned the lesson. He has to repeat the same experience, exactly the same experience, until he learns the lesson, until he decides to move to the next season with a lesson with him, with the experience that tells him in the next season, I'm not going to do that mistake. In the next season, I'm going to let go of this. In the next season, I'm going to make better choices for my life. In the next season, I surrender my life to God because he knows where I'm going. I don't even have to know. He knows where he's bringing me. All I have to do is trust and do exactly as he says. Yeah, those are the lessons that I've learned in my seasons. Those are not, I haven't written anything here. Those are not Google search that I do. Those are lessons that come from my own experiences, from my own life. And that's why I share them this openly with you. I don't shy from sharing my pain. I don't shy from sharing my joy. I'm an authentic person. I believe in genuinity of people. I believe in humanity of people. I don't like going through life with fakeness. Life is not about pretending that your life is perfect. That's not what it is. Life is about your ability, your strength, your faith, your hope, your integrity to go through it with no filters. Life doesn't need you to make it prettier than it is, because God created life with everything that's created it, with pain and betrayal and everything, for a purpose, because as a human being we need to go through all of them. And there is no shame. There is no shame about any of it. I see people being ashamed out there to share their pain, being ashamed of telling others that they have no children. Why? What are you ashamed about? Because you made different choices than someone else? What does that tell you? That tells nothing about your value. That tells nothing about your worth. Your worth in life is not defined by having kids or having a better job than somebody else. That's a very superficial existential status. That's not the purpose of living life, is it? So be genuine. Live every season as it's supposed to be lived, with all its genuinity. Be real to yourself. Be truthful to yourself in every season, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter if the people around you understand your journey. Who cares? You don't understand other people's journey either, do you? So that's not what the purpose of the season is. For me to explain the rest of the world, why was I silent for 1 year? Why didn't I have any Facebook posts? Why did I start the journey that I'm going through now? Why did God put me through isolation season and I lost all my friends and family? Well, that's nobody's business but mine and God's. He knows why he put me through these experiences. I know why he put me through these experiences, and that's all that matters. And whoever comes from outside judging others based on their life choices, they should buy a mirror and look at their faces, because they'll find out their life is not any better. That's the stupidity of human beings. They think they have figured out life. When they judge somebody else, all they do is they refuse to look at their own junk. That's what they are doing, basically. They refuse to get into the season of healing. Yeah? Because pointing your finger to someone else, it's easier than healing. Yeah? It requires no action. It requires no, you don't get tired. It's easy. It's easy to say you are bad, you are not worthy, you are stupid, you are naive. It's easy. Yeah. You know what's not easy? To turn that finger towards yourself and say, well, I'm not the best either, so how about I work on myself first instead of going and judging everybody around me? See, that's the hard part. And people don't like to do that, because most people on this planet, they don't live in their truth. No, most people live lies. Yeah, they like to tell themselves lies, such as, I know what life is all about. Such as, well, I'm better than her because my salary is higher. Or my suit is more expensive. Yeah, those are the lies that people tell themselves. Not only they tell them to themselves, but they live their lies. They have made their illusions their truth. Yeah. That's why when somebody comes along telling their truth about them, about life, about how we live, they get very offended, because you shattered their existence. Some people are so delusional, they believe the lies they live in. And then you come in with the truth, and then they are, how dare you? How dare you tell me the truth? The truth that I've been avoiding for years. The truth that I refuse to see. How dare you? I'm going to attack you because you are a truth teller. Because you living your own truth irritates my demons. Yeah. That's what's happening today in our societies. And by the way, these are phenomena from biblical times. These are not from today. That's why I use the Bible to underline and accentuate certain lessons and experiences in human history, but also in our daily experiences, and put them together in front of each other to let people know that we haven't changed, we haven't improved, nothing has improved. The human nature has not improved. We are just as wicked, we are just as stupid as 1,000 years ago. Nope. We have advanced with technology. Yeah, but we still gossip. Yeah. We have advanced with building rockets to go to Mars, but we still kill others. Yeah, that's what we do, don't we? So, in this season, I'm not going to wish everybody a happy holiday, because I know this holiday, it won't be happy for everybody. It won't. I wish those who are going through difficult moments to heal, to find peace, to get back on track with their lives, to get back on their feet. I know some people are in very difficult positions, especially now with the ongoing wars. There are people losing their family members, people going through struggles that we can't even imagine, basically. And so the first attitude for me in this holiday season is gratitude. Trust me, I don't have everything. I haven't figured out everything in life. I have things that I still struggle with, just like anybody else. But see, here's what we differ from other people. This is what defines you, and this is what divides you from other people. It distinguishes you, the way you respond to life, the way you respond to every season. If your first response to everything that happens in your life is complaining, you'll never be happy. Forget about it. You'll never find satisfaction in anything. Because life is not about accumulation. Life is not about being joyous all the time. Life is about going through storms of life, without losing your balance. Yeah, not with joy. I'm not saying you should enjoy your pain, but go through it with dignity, with faith. Go through it in a very glorious way, in a humble way. It's a choice. It's a choice. Stop telling people that pain destroys you. You lose your faith. You lose your faith in God because of your pain. No, you don't. You choose to lose it. You choose to give up. You choose to make your season about what it is, and you make it about what you want to make it, because your ego is bigger than the planet Earth. Yeah, your ego and your pride. And throughout human history, the human ego and the pride is what has also destroyed humanity. Yeah. Nope, we can't let go of our ego. We rather hide the truth. We rather pretend, put a mask on, manipulate, deceive everybody, than accept the truth. Then let the ego go and say, I'm not defined by my desires. I'm not defined by what my mind and flesh tells me. No, that's not what defines me. That's not who I am. No, no. And so to everyone who's going through a good season, a pleasant season, a season of joy where you're going to celebrate with your families and buy gifts and travel, whatever, I say enjoy it. Have fun. Enjoy it. And happy holidays to you. But to those who are going through hardships and tribulations and trials right now, I want to tell you, it gets only better from here. Life has a funny way of making us bend to the point of breaking, but we don't break. You don't break. You know why? Because the human soul cannot be broken. Whoever tells you that is lying. The human soul does not die. It cannot be broken. It cannot be manipulated. It cannot be damaged. It cannot be wounded. You can wound your ego, and you can wound your pride, and you can wound your heart, your feelings, your emotions. But you cannot break the soul. The soul is in eternity. It does not belong to you. It's His. So, whatever hardship you're going through, go through it with dignity. Be good to yourself. Whatever mistakes you think you have done, I'm not saying to not recognize them, because this might be the season where God is asking you to face your own mistakes and fears and whatever you have to face. Go through it. Don't resist the change. Don't resist the process of healing. Don't resist the process of confrontation with yourself and with your own fears and with your own demons, inner demons. And all of that, you should be doing it on one principle only, which is nothing lasts forever. And with every season, it gets better. It gets only better from here. So I am going to leave you with this, my friends. I know it is hard to find hope sometimes when we go through pain. And nobody gives us cut clean formulas how we should go through pain and how should we navigate through life. But that's the beauty of life. That's the whole purpose of the experience of life, to go through life for the understanding of life, for the lessons that it teaches us, to evolve, to become a better version of ourselves. It's not about pride. It's not about us being proud of who we become and proud of our careers and whatever. That's not it. Some seasons are here to teach us a lesson. Some seasons are here to heal us. Some seasons are here to punish us. Some seasons are here to show us what genuine people are and who true people are around us and who the fake ones are. Some seasons are to discover our talents. Some seasons are to find the courage, gather the courage to enter your calling that you have been avoiding for years because you're so afraid. And some seasons are just to rest, to work on yourself. Some seasons are to enjoy the holidays. So, Despite everything you're going through, understand what the season is all about, what the purpose is there, why are you staying in that season, and what the lesson is for you. And when you do all that, you'll find out that there is meaning in every season. God has not created the seasons just for the purpose of the experience, just for us to go through it and to know how it feels. No, we find meaning in every season. We discover something within us that either we didn't know it was there, or we ignored it for too long. In this season, I discovered for myself that everything that I had been denying, rejecting, doing with my life was trying to tell me the same thing. That I had been living my life settling for less than I deserve. And who decides what I deserve? He does. When he calls you to be someone in this life, and you refuse to be that person, you refuse to become that person because you think you don't deserve it, you think you're too wounded, you think you need healing, you think you're not ready, whatever the reason is, you escape it and you avoid it, and you are afraid to face your fate. When you settle for less in your life than the greatness that he has called you to be and to live as a human, then you will go through many seasons. And with every season, you will understand something that will bring you closer to that big realization that in this life you should never, ever compromise your calling from him for no other options, choices, people, careers, whatever that is. In this life, you should never settle and go for less or more than what he has called you to do. Only what he has called you to be. Don't settle. And don't accept nothing more or nothing less than that. Because then you have ruined your own destiny. That's what I've learned in this season. One of the lessons. So, thank you for watching my channel, for watching these videos, my friends. Feel free to share, subscribe, comment, and like. I want to say that I am grateful that you've been following me throughout this journey. I hope you keep following me. Most importantly, I hope I speak to someone. I know my messages, they don't evaporate in air. My messages get somewhere because God has mysterious ways to get my word to whoever needs to hear it. The people who need to hear this will hear it, no matter what. And if you are one of them, congratulations. If you are not one of them, that's okay. You are not ready to hear what I'm saying, which is fine. You are going through a different season in your life. So I wish you all the best, everyone. I wish you a happy ending of this year, despite everything. Do not hold back into remembering the good and the bad moments throughout this year. Do not try to escape your reality and your truth. Leave your truth exactly as it is. Do not fear it. And I hope you enter the new year with very strong faith in God, with hope, and with lots of prosperity, spiritual prosperity. I wish all the people spiritual prosperity more than anything. That's to me the key to living a meaningful life. Have a good day, everybody, and bye. Thank you for watching.